Welcome back to Sportsnet Central. I'm Lex Gopnik. Barry Bonds had his day in court again Wednesday, this time appealing his obstruction of justice conviction from April 2011. The conviction actually stems from Bonds' December 2003 grand jury appearance when he basically danced around questions regarding his relationship with former trainer Greg Anderson. Henry Woodford has this report from the federal courthouse in San Francisco.
A federal hearing for Barry Bonds' appeal lasted approximately 40 minutes Wednesday morning. The lawyer for Barry Bonds says his client did not lie to a grand jury back in 2003. However, an attorney for the U.S. government says Barry Bonds gave statements that were evasive, misleading, and false.
A defendant can essentially cure his evasion if he goes and directly answers the question, but he has to answer it truthfully, and that's the premise. That's the assumption that the defense wants you to make, that what he answered was truthful. The jury rejected that.
This is a critical thing here. He was asked the question about, did you self-inject? He could have gone outside for 15 minutes during those to talk to his lawyer. During those 15 minutes, he answered that question 3 times directly. How can that be obstruction of justice?
Mary Chan says 9 years ago, Barry Bonds lied to the grand jury to protect his friend, Greg Anderson. She says his denial of knowledge is an example of obstruction of justice. Bonds' lawyer, Dennis Reardon, says Bonds testified for 2.5 hours and was never obstructive in his testimony. The former Giant watched the hearing on TV.
He very, very much wanted to be in the courtroom today, and we eventually concluded that for the sake of the sort of reasoned discourse that you saw today, that his presence would probably distract from the proceedings themselves.
There's no timetable for when the 3 Ninth Circuit judges will announce their decision. Henry Woodford, ComCast Sportsnet.
Thanks, Henry. And from the Giants of yesterday to the Giants of today, here's a plot line that Giants fans know all too well. After Tim Lincecum's back-to-back Cy Young campaigns in 2008 and 2009, the Freak seems to have lost a bit of his freakish mojo. A steady decline in innings pitched and win-loss record paired with a rather obese ERA have the AT&T acolytes worried. On the other side of the bay, pitching is not at all a concern for the green and gold, where the men on the mound were the foundation of the A's AL West winning campaign last year. The Oakland staff, top 3 in all of the AL in most major categories heading into 2013. There's not just an abundance of quality, but quantity. And as Oakland pitching coach Curt Young and A's fans will tell you, you can never have too much depth on the bump.
The quality is definitely here. The arms are here. The success in the past is here. You know, it's not just expectations, what they might do. They've already done it, which, you know, is a good feeling for the whole organization. You hope to get to this point where you have guys that you know you can count on. They count on themselves. The team counts on them.
Well, you know that Sportsnet Central has you covered at spring training, and nobody takes you deeper than Athletics Nation than CSN California insider Casey Pratt, who gives us the scoop on what's up with Los Atleticos and specifically A's reliever Jordan Norberto.
There's a slight differing of opinion at A's camp between Jordan Norberto and A's manager Bob Melvin. It's nothing serious, but Melvin wants to take a cautious approach with Norberto as he returned from 2 different left shoulder injuries last season. Norberto threw 25 pitches. I grabbed him right after he came off the practice field today. He said he's feeling great. He's basically raring to go, and he said he even threw a 40-pitch bullpen session prior to the A's first workout. Now, he's a versatile guy. 19 of his 39 appearances last season were for more than 1 inning, so he's a valuable commodity for the A's pen, and they want to be cautious with him and keep him healthy.
Time now for that River Rock Daily Jackpot. Kings taking off in the Mavs. Sacramento 0-2 versus Dallas this season. First quarter, Isaiah Thomas to Jason Thompson. Kings down 4 early on in this contest. 3 minutes later, Tyreek Evans taking them to dribbling school. 10 first quarter points for Tyreek the Freak. Third quarter, Vince Carter lines up, hits the deep tray. Vinsanity had 5 threes in the quarter. Fourth, Mavs running the floor like a track team. On the 4-0 break, Dante Jones lays it in. Mavs win easily, 123-100. Nuggets taking on the Nets, and after 9 straight wins, the Nuggets look to avoid a 3-game slide. Former Warrior C.J. Watson with the layup. He had a season-high 25. Third quarter, Brook Lopez gets the tough layup. Nets up 14 after 3. We move on to the fourth quarter. Lopez, again, this time he gets the and one. Stanford alum would finish with 23 points, 8 rebounds. Nets win 119-108. Moving on, Utah and Minnesota. Jazz 2 back at Golden State in the West. Third quarter, Jazz down 3. Paul Millsap throws it down. 21 points and 8 rebounds for Millsap. Later in the third, T-Wolves up 1. Ricky Rubio, the alley-oop dunk to Derek Williams. Rubio 1 rebound short of messing around and getting a triple-double. Fourth quarter, Jazz grinding down the Wolves. Earl Watson alley-oop dunk to Alec Burke to take it out. Jazz win 97-93. Here's a look at the updated Western Conference standings. Just 2 games to be played on Thursday before everyone gets a little rest and relaxation for the NBA All-Star Weekend. The Warriors 10.5 back of the first-place Spurs in the conference. The NFL Draft is fast approaching. Why a shift in front office personnel might affect the Niners' personnel plans. Plus, we're not done with our Giants coverage from Scottsdale. Up next, 37 pitchers reported for camp for the defending champs. Who's in shape and who needs to hit the treadmill? That's next when Sportsnet Central returns.
Sportsnet Central is brought to you by Porsche.